going, y'all? And get straight into it. So every day we go through like battles, ups and downs, even when we don't want to. And some of us, we have things in play, or we're just always on a roll to where those things don't really come in and we kind of power straight through it. But you have to kind of appreciate these things, or it can cause self destruction around you. You may perceive everything to be fine, you're on a roll, but if you turn your consciousness down too low, you tend to become less aware of certain things that's happening around you, like how your thoughts are affecting your reality, how little things that everyone does or supposed to do that you're not doing correctly or efficiently and stuff, how those cons are still showing, but you may not be noticing, right? So let's say cleaning, just to keep it very simple and baseline. Everyone cleans, right? Um let's say I clean once a week, okay? But throughout the rest of the week, dirt and all that stuff is piling up, okay? All these things are piling up. Now, on my one day that I have to clean, there's huge amounts of cleaning that I have to do, right? And now that's hours out my day. You know, that's a lot of time out my day. Maybe not hours because you have roommates, family, and friends, but now all this has piled and you were able to fly through your week. So hopefully you have to make sure that you planned to knock all those things down later on. Now, let's focus back on us, my channel, kind of why you're here. The belly of the beast, right? So the belly of the beast essentially is your animalistic gift, I like to say, from God, right? Like this is the belly of the beast is what separates you from being an animal to a conscious spiritual being, okay? Now, the belly of the beast, what does that do? Okay, it ensures your survival. It ensures your senses are working correctly. It ensures your body is maintaining homeostasis, whether you're doing it yourself or not, you know? That's why you get fat in certain places. That's why um, you get hungry. That's the feeling that makes you thirsty. That's why you get hangry when you're hungry because you're getting mad. Your body's building adrenaline. Your body's like, we need to get some food. You know, we don't want to go into a survival state, into a fasting state. That's why fasting, intermediate fasting, and fasting for like that 1 month out the year, a few months out the year in Ramadan Islam is essential because let's say as a world society, we all running off of a yearly calendar. So now instead of keeping our body from like a daily cycle, weekly cycle, monthly cycle, we're all kind of on a yearly cycle, right? We all agreed to be on this yearly cycle. And by taking this 1 month out of this circle, we're able to train ourselves and overcome those fasting, hungry urges, right? So then later on throughout the year, it's a lot easier. And then in moments when we have to, let's say, oh, I have to wait a few more hours to eat, the feeling of instant gratification won't mess us up, make us anxious, dumb, less aware, and start making, like bad decisions, right? So considering that, right, and everything I just said applies to more than one, okay? Usually when I'm saying things, it can apply to more than one thing. That's why I'm so confident and um yeah, so I'm so confident in most of the things I say, right? Because I'm very precise. I literally forget things, throw things out that I don't feel are essential, useless, or one key. I like having universal keys, right? Key cards, things that I can unlock multiple doors with. Because it takes a lot of stress off of my end. It makes me have to do a lot less thinking. All right. So let's start with a new day. All right. It's a new day. You just slept, hopefully, for 8 hours. Let me put this in perspective for you. For 8 hours, you were just sitting there, laying there in the bed. You yourself, your soul wasn't doing anything, but your body was still there. Your body was still farting, breathing, hydrating, circulating blood, processing food, taking from your fat. All of that was happening during the hours of stillness. And because you were sitting there still, you weren't doing anything extra. It's also kind of like a lot easier for your body to do all those things. Like when you're an athlete, I don't know if you guys ever played sports. You know those athletes that like as soon as the workout was over, they always had to poo, or right before the workout was over, they always had to poo, based on, let's say, the rhythm, the vibration that they're going at, right, the cycle that they're on. It would do that. Oh, we gotta poop before we work out, right? Or we got poop. We're gonna poop after we work out because we know all the working out we did, all those actions that we caused in our body is bringing out the reaction to eliminate waste. Okay, so you just slept. Okay, for let's say 8 hours. Hopefully you slept for at least 3.5 hours. Okay, that's one full REM cycle, right? What do you normally do when you wake up? You gotta pee. You gotta drink some water. For some people, you gotta shower because your body heats up, and your body will heat up to make all those reactions happen to keep that like perfect homeostasis, kind of like how water only boils at a certain temperature, right? So your body has to go back to that certain temperature to do everything. And that usually results in sweat. And now, I don't know how old you are, but this is not the same physical body, right? The crazy thing about tattoos is you have to realize that tattoo, it goes into your skin, and your skin honestly grows around the tattoo and heals into the tattoo. So like if you ever cut a tattoo open, you would see like the ink and crap is still in there, right? So that's why tattoos aren't like, you should never trip about tattoos. So when you wake up, little things is essential. Like when I wake up, the first thing I always do is pee. I know I gotta pee, right? I gotta eliminate that. I gotta go out, throw out that waste, especially if you're someone that doesn't drink only water every day. Like there's waste that has to come out. There's unnecessary things that have to come out. You have to want to pee and poop and breathe out as many times a day as possible because you're eliminating waste and toxins from your body, right? So you wake up, I go to the bathroom. If you can, please go to the bathroom, right? Just number one. Now come back into your room. This, I like to be as quiet as possible. Appreciate the silence so later on throughout your day, you know, you won't get irritated as easily from like noise or being in a crowded space. Take this moment now to take in the silence, right? Now we're gonna take big, powerful breaths, okay? Right? Let's say there's a less efficient way to do things and there's a more efficient way to do things. We're gonna do the more efficient way. Now we don't want to mix up the breaths with eating and swallowing, okay? So we're gonna do big breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth, right? Have you ever heard any like criticism about mouth breathing? Screw 'em, right? Those are just people being negative Nancy's. They don't have good, in my opinion, sense of self, and self-control over their reality, right? Those are the people that you see are going part of the they're kind of like just like those are wave riders, I like to say. Wave riders. Like, yeah, I still ride the wave, but I'm riding at my own pace. You feel me? Okay. Cause I like to keep myself entertained, so I'm always gonna stay with the wave, right? Um, in through your nose, right? You have little things in your body that's gonna filter the air coming in, then out back through your mouth. This helps ensure nothing else is coming back down. It closes off the lungs, so any air that's still it closes off the stomach, so no air accidentally goes into your stomach, right? That's how like some people like they're gassier, they burp a lot. When I used to breathe and when I used to breathe without a solid rhythm and smoke inefficiently, I would swallow a lot of smoke, which would give me like the farts or the burps, right? So in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now you're breathing intentionally. You aren't breathing just to breathe. You're not breathing to survive. You're breathing intentionally to activate chemical reactions in your body. So I like to say in this time, you wanna increase your power. Let's say you're just breathing unconsciously all the time. Right? This is like your room, your strength. This is how much power you have. Now, when you do big inhales, you just increase the amount of air you can take in, right, at a time. And then you do super long exhales. Now you're lowering your baseline, giving you way more range, way more power all within that space. It's a very simple concept, okay? Right? You're like literally this space right here is all the more power I just gained. Like imagine this was a brick. If I were to hit you with this brick, it's gonna hurt. If this was a plate of food, I'm gonna be full, right? I'm gonna be satisfied at least. I don't know about full because some people are very gluttonous, but I'm gonna be full, right? Gluttonous guts, you know what I mean? So now you get the big exhales going. That's gonna be really good. One, for your abs. Two, for keeping that homeostasis I was talking about going, getting out that fat, those toxins, right? We're not bears. We don't need to hibernate unless you truly are living like an animal in the jungle. Then yeah, build up some fat, okay? Or it's your like fetish or whatever, okay? Now, I like to think, what all do I have to do in a day? I'm definitely gonna have to lift some stuff, right? I'm definitely going to have to um I'm gonna lift some stuff. I'm gonna have to do a lot of walking. So essentially, when I started getting into yoga, because going to the gym was cool, but it can also, depending on if I wasn't doing like fluid workouts, it would make me stiff. I was strong, but it would make me stiff. I'd be maybe like a little clumsy. So now I start incorporating yoga, and then like as a guy, I do a lot less than like a female, but because we know we're naturally for millions of years we've done more physically demanding tasks, so we kind of have that like stored in our genetics. um it doesn't take me that long compared to like a girl. Like if you're a girl, like this list is long as heck. Okay, this is just a pre-built one because I hate taking out my phone. Like usually sometimes I'm on my phone doing like work and business stuff as I'm doing my yoga, looking at the time, counting my breaths. So I don't like watching a video. Or you could use your laptop, you can use the TV to play some video of someone else along the way. But for right now, until I start selling my own mats, right, I'm gonna create my own that has a combination of yoga and workouts so that we can have our we can like I say kill two kill two birds, one bullet, right? So you could kill two birds, one bullet. I'm gonna make a combination of gender neutral yoga and which is usually male stuff. So gender neutral yoga and workouts. So we could get those bodies, right? The best bodies. What our bodies look like when we're our best selves, physically and mentally. Because you can never tell how smart, how dumb someone is just by looking at their body, right? Maybe you could tell how stressed they are based off their hairline. I don't know. I don't know that much about hair. But besides that, you know, and that itself is a myth or not a concrete fact. Okay, there's a lot of outside factors that play into that. So to start off, I like to start with simple standing. I really hope you can see this. Literally just standing, right? There's times when you have to stand in line. You got to just wait for something, you know, so standing. Relax my shoulders, making sure my diaphragm is up a little bit, a little forward. So I just literally just make sure this is like. And I'm taking these long breaths. So the big inhale, long exhale. Now remember, the belly of the beast, you'll feel some reactions happening in your stomach. You'll feel gas coming out your stomach. Like, you understand, like there's sometimes you'll just subconsciously eat air because of like that gluttonous habit that they talk about that you're trying to eliminate, right? Because if you learn, you know that we can survive weeks without food and then less amount of time without water. But your body doesn't know that we have food in the fridge. Your mind knows, but your body doesn't know. Now, if your body and your mind is very in sync, then. But if not, and you know what I mean, and you know you know who I'm talking to, right? You gotta tell your body, "Hey, no, we'll eat later." Okay. My bad. I've been cleansing my lungs. So I was just standing. Now you have to remember, you have the muscles everywhere, right? Our muscles, besides the limitation of our organs, keeps everything together and protects everything inside our body, right? Before our skin, because it's under our skin. So when I like to do my breathing, I like to tense up so my muscles can lock up and I can always keep that perfect posture to where my lungs are open. I'm taking in air and my diaphragm can get a full range of motion. Right? Now, I'm going to go into our first yoga, our first one. I like to call this the Shiva stance. It's called the tree pose. You know? Don't be water, but be a tree. They're capable of growing as huge as possible with the valid resources as it comes to us naturally. We're essential to the environment because we take in the oxygen, unlike a tree that takes in carbon, but we give the tree carbon, you know what I'm saying? So now we're trees, tree pose. Let your body grow and extend as far as possible. You know, let your hair flow and grow. Just relax, just release like a tree. Take in your roots. Well, your roots, technically your asshole, I believe. Yeah, because we start with like our asshole or our belly button, something like that. And then you grow outwards from there. Like, I used to have like I don't feel comfortable saying it, so I'm not gonna say it. I have to rewatch this Andrew Tate thing with the therapist to see if he said what I thought he was gonna say, what I thought he said. But we'll get back to that later. So let's just flow out. Tree pose. Now, my physical therapist from football. Now this is football. This is like a sport. This is not just some everyday shit where you don't really do nothing physically demanding. He said you want to stretch for 20 seconds. Me, I'm not hitting the gym right now, so I might do like 10, 15. But I'm gonna do, and because of the video, I want it to be shorter, but do 20 seconds. We're gonna do a full video without all the explaining. We're gonna do 20 seconds. But for right now, we're gonna do like 5, 10 seconds. Moving forward, next one. Now, this right here, they call the eagle pose. I like to do it simply for balance, right? This is like you getting knocked off balance, you know, something runs into you, the wind coming by throughout the day. If you're walking, you ever see some people, it looks like it's really hard for them to stand up or walk forward, right? So this is what I like. This is my, oh, moving too fast. That's my theory behind this pose, right? And now don't forget your feet, okay? You might get too focused into it. Don't let your feet like curl up like this. You want your feet to be able to be relaxed in the pose as well. Okay, let your toes expand like roots in the ground, okay? Next one is the low lunge variation. So we're going to do a little sideways. Right, boom, like that, that. This knee needs to be back, so this should be going downwards. This is gonna help a lot with stretching the hip and the quad right there, which is what you use every day. Every time you walk and you pick up your feet, you're using your quad, so, and your hip, so it's good to do the stretch. It's called, yeah, it's a low lunge variation. Now, the hammies, can't forget the hammies. You don't want a Charlie horse. So I'm gonna do the ragdoll, I'm gonna go down. I like to stretch my back at the same time, so I bring my heels in, toes out a little bit, right? And grab the elbows, and then just hang. You know, just lightly hold on to the elbows. Let your weight drop forward, but don't fall forward. Rock your elbows a little bit. Let's stretch your spine and your hammies. Release. Okay. Next. All right, we're gonna go into the bound angle. They call this Baddha Konasana. So feet together. All right. Now, this is for the next visualization technique. Oh, I'm doing so much talking right now. As you can tell, I know normally, like, if you ever hang out with me socially, like, I'll talk, you know, but, like, when it comes, I don't really get into detail often, but, because sometimes I feel like people don't really care, or some people might just be listening, you know what I mean? So, I'm going to, I mean, you might hear me struggle with some words, because I don't have to say every word in my head. In my head, I'm normally thinking pictures, right? So, feel the energy, the blood, right, going through your body. That's how the oxygen moves. Feel electricity flowing through your nervous system. I like to call that our mana. Next one, now we're gonna lean forward a little bit, get that lower back in, chest up. I don't like to put my head, don't let your chest, don't let your shoulders roll over. Keep that back straight. Because at the same time, you're working those muscles. Now, if you feel your muscles flexing, just know you're burning calories right now. So take full use of your breath from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, okay? Just take full use of it. You make the most out of everything. One, you'll be a lot more tired, which is gonna make sleep a lot easier. Two, you're gonna feel a lot better because no matter what, moving forward, you're gonna get stronger to the point to where you're gonna be tired at first, and then you're never gonna be tired, and then one day you're gonna have to learn how to go to sleep, unless you let old age get you there, right? But even when I'm old, I don't plan to be old. I would be old on paper, but I would not be physically old. Next one, go to the pigeon. This one is really hard, but this is a really good workout for hips. You know, think about all the old people you see jokes and stuff like that about their hips and their lower back. Like, don't you want to go out peacefully, you know? Like, you don't want to suffer for like years, right? You want to just die, right? So let's just die peacefully, okay? So let's work on these hips. This is really hard to do. It's one leg forward, almost at a 90-degree angle. Next leg back. You're gonna kind of fall into it. Push your hip forward. You'll feel it on the back part of your hip going up here. You'll also feel it from your back going down on the other leg. So you definitely want to switch because it's the same thing. It's not happening on both sides. So you really want to switch onto this one. It's okay if you have to use your hand to like move around and stuff like that, because before this, I could barely do this like a year ago. You're like, oh, a year, that's so long. Yeah, trust, like a year. It's only been a year because I wasn't as consistent, because personally, I just don't feel like I need it that much. But yeah. Now the bow, this one was new and I thought it was hilarious, especially considering they highlighted it. But it's like whoever made this knew what posts to make a male character, so that like, the male brain won't be like, I'm not doing that shit, you know? So this is the bow. You're gonna go down your stomach. You're gonna reach back. You're gonna grab your ankle. And then you're gonna push your leg out like this, okay? While also gripping with your hands. So, boom, boom. Oh, you're gonna feel a nice crack in your back, which is great. Now we're just gonna breathe. While holding it out extended. Try not to let it come back in. Just keep exerting. Now this one's actually highlighted as a girl workout, but I'm gonna do it. It's called the bridge for hips. If you're a guy, you should still definitely do this workout, if you know what I'm saying. So feet down, make sure your feet are flat on the ground, right? Not too far out, I like to say. I like to do like a perfect 90-90 triangle with my legs. Let me turn a little sideways. Right? Okay, so 90-90-90. Back, head down. And you're gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down. Now when you're going up, you should like all the way down to clenching your butt cheeks. It matters. You want to clench your butt cheeks and go up, down. Like if you do it without clenching your butt cheeks, it'll work it, but not as much. But when you clench your butt cheeks and you go up, if you touch your abs, you'll feel that your abs are tightened. You'll feel that your hips are working, your quads are working, your hamstrings are working, all off of this one workout. That's why girls, gym girls, you see doing these hip thrusts, be bad as hell. Like, when I say bad, not in a bad way, but shit, that'll make you want to do something bad just to get a chance, right? Anyways, so clench cheeks in, out. You also should clench your cheeks in a lot of workouts, but clench your cheeks because you're moving forward, you're not relapsing, right? So clench your cheeks, forward, down, up, down. And don't sit there holding your abs the whole time. Stretch your hands out. The more you're in a stretch on top of the workout, it's going to help elongate the muscles and work the muscles at the same time. So you're going to have bigger. You ever see some people that have like a short bicep, but it's bulky, but you see some people that have like a long bicep, but it's not bulky, but then you see like the perfect people where it's bulky and long, right? That's why stretching matters. And hitting different variations. Now this isn't on there, but I like to do this whenever this step comes. I'm gonna do the one leg. One leg. Next. The curl. This one I've been working on myself. This is really, I like this one because it makes my wrist stronger, my forearm stronger, and just helps with like a little bit of balance. So you're gonna put your hands down and put your elbows at your inner thigh. You're gonna use your toes to lift higher than your elbow. Put your elbow under, fall under, and then just hold yourself up. Now when you're new, right, you probably might want to use your head, start, and then just lift my head up and hold it. Oh! Just like that. Oh, that's way better than what I could do before my motorcycle accident, which is crazy. And then last on our stomach one, it's a Superman's. This is great. You know, take a couple seconds to be a hero for the day. Up, legs up, arms up. Stretch those lats, those shoulders. Avoid that lean over posture. Now the lotus. Now, whew. I just got my lotus tattoo. Right. Now this one honestly took me, I would have to say a year and a half to finally be able to get. When I saw this kid at my job doing it, I was like, yo, what the heck? But hey, I'm gonna pick this foot up, put it right here. You know, oh look, that was so easy. You know how hard that used to be? Now what confuses me, because in the image, it shows this foot also comes, so the inside foot first, and then the outside foot comes on top, but this foot is supposed to like peak like right here, like that. And they have to make sure this toe is kind of like above that for some reason. But man, it surely does make it easier to just sit here and like your back just kind of stays straight. The better you do it, you don't have to try as much. I'm starting to sweat. Jeez. Oh yeah, and guys, I haven't been, just like, if you've seen some of my social media posts, you saw I was a lot bulkier and a little chubbier, right? I haven't been to the gym, let's say, in a month or two. This is my body now, right? So literally, my diet's just about the same, right? I haven't even been eating my green smoothies all the time. I just make sure I don't overeat. But I have been snacking, so I'm not overeating meals, but I have been eating snacks like cookies, candy, things like that. Look at me. All right, and then my last one, I'm gonna make sure this is on mine when I build mine for you guys, but the knees to chest. You hear my breathing, right? Like, that's like a yellow flag, I have to say. Two things, either if I don't do anything about it, it's gonna turn into a red flag. If I do something about it, it's gonna turn into a green flag, because I'm for sure gonna be a lot stronger. It's just like a sign that you're getting to like a new level right there. Now, to end it, why I call this the belly of the beast routine, because all those workouts we just did, not including the bonuses that I'm going to do in a separate video, but they all help with your survival. Now, one thing about the belly of the beast is it's not there to harm you, but to help you survive. Now, it'll help you survive in the jungle, not in a human society, okay? The rules are different, all right? It's not Mother Nature and God's world that we're really living in anymore. Like in America, it's one nation under God, but you're under that nation. Like in this Thames songs, it goes, in this system, you cannot pray. Because if you think about it, when you pray, it's going to the government, then it goes to God, right? You see the blasphemy there? I made a post on blasphemy just the other day. So, and that's why, but at the same time, the government doesn't arrest homeless people for being homeless, only if they're like menace to society. They send them to hell on earth, right? Prison, jail, compared to us who are in human society, which is supposed to be heaven on earth, which is nothing but manifestations of our wish, dreams, and desires, right? The belly of the beast in a human society is not easy. That's why at a young age you're so constricted, right? And your parents are usually held responsible for most of your mistakes because you're learning this world. Now, some people, they're born, like with people like to say, like intuition from their past lives, or maybe even memories. Me personally, I woke up, became very conscious at a young age. Like when I was like 3-4 years old, I knew I wanted to run a business and not be a superhero king, even though I had all that stuff. But it all depends on your lineage, your gene line, and the environment that you're born into, and the environment that you grow up in, or experiences that you experience moving forward. Now, this belly of the beast the gluttony, the greed, the anxiety, the uneasiness. Those are all like changes in your vibration to show possible paths that will deviate you. That's why it's called the devil, deviate you from your goals. Now, if you don't have a huge sense of self and you're riding with the wave, ride with the wave, you know? But the more sense of self you have, the more answers you're going to have on your own naturally. And the more you have to do for your own, the more you have to put yourself before others. Not put someone down in order to go up, but to go around someone. Or if you can possibly, go through them. All right? And that's all for today. I feel like I was talking for a good while. I got to save some of my social energy for the kids later. Take care.